I'm Jack Bouwmeester and you're watching Utefans.net.
Welcome to another great episode of The Extra Point, brought to you by the Ken Garff University Club and presented by Utefans.net, the original home for Ute fans. I'm joined by Mark Oberg, Gabe Reid, and Robert Johnson. How are y'all doing?
I'm doing good. Still tough today, but still doing good.
Could be better, yep.
Tough loss against the Huskies up in Seattle. First impressions of the game, Robert Johnson, what do you think happened there?
It's always tough to play down there in Washington. Definitely, it's always very, very tough. And what I would say is that our boys did pretty good. I mean, we was hoping for a win. We had some chances. Referees did a couple of calls that shouldn't have been called. And on top of that, we played our butts off out there.
No kidding, Gabe. What do you think?
Yeah, I just proud of the way that our boys played, and you never want it to get to a point where it gets in the referee's hands. So I definitely say, like, on both sides of the ball, things to look at and clean up, but also things to be proud of, because we did some good things out there.
Mark, what do you think of the game?
Great game. Didn't go the way we wanted, but the effort was fantastic. I think, like Whit says, you want to be in a position to win the game, fight it out, and that's what we did. Just came up a little short.
Now, it's not looked upon well when you blame the refs for a loss. Obviously, we don't want to do that. Washington's a great football team. They played their butts off. They were a player or two better than us today. But there are some questionable calls in this game, and they determined, I think, the outcome of the game, namely that pass interference.
Yeah, and that's like something huge, because at that critical point in a game, to me, that from the view that they showed us on TV, that wasn't pass interference. That's what I would say. It's not, and that's not me just being, I'm a Ute and I'm going to roll with us, but I really don't believe that was a pass interference. And if anything, that should have been a call that was just a non-call. Just let it play out, because it's a critical point in the game. And that, to me, from me playing a defensive position, and I see it from that view, it's like, that's a big call to make. That's a huge call in that moment.
What do you think, Gabe, about the reffing in this game?
Yeah, it's tough, man. I feel like Washington has some weapons on the outside with Odunze and some of the other receivers. Maybe we got away with a couple early on. They had some no calls, and I personally felt like later down the stretch, maybe the refs were trying to make up for some of those calls that they missed. So, called some that maybe weren't PI on us, and then that big call on Miki, offensive PI, definitely felt like it was questionable. But personally, I feel like big part of it was just making up for calls that they missed early on.
Mark, you're a big fan. What do you think about the reffing in this game?
I have to agree. I think later became pivotal. And normally the refs will leave their flags in their pocket when the game's on the line. But, yeah, that offensive PI against Mickey, that was a killer.
It was a total killer. And this was kind of a tale of two halves, because in the first half, Utah goes up 28-24. We're clicking on all cylinders. We're looking like a really good team, which we are. And the second half, I think I saw that we had 4 first downs and 90 yards total offense.
Yeah, you can't do that in big games, especially not against Washington. Washington has a powerful offense, so they continue to get the ball. They get more opportunities, but the defense did step up at least. The whole game, it was just doing really, really well, where we was able to slow down that powerful offense.
Gabe, what do you think is the turning point in this game?
Yeah, I think the first play that comes to mind is that pick that Bryson had. That was big, even though he didn't take it all the way to the end zone, which is a whole different conversation. But with us being about to score, that's I guess they got the safety, so like a 5-point swing, something like that. But yeah, we just needed to capitalize in the red zone in that particular situation. I felt like was a big turning point.
How do we feel about the defense's production in this game?
I mean, for me, the way I feel is that we try to get more turnovers. That's the whole name of the game on defense. Get turnovers. This game, did we? I don't think we. No, we didn't. We didn't get any turnovers, right? Like any big. No, we didn't get any big time turnovers. No.
Yeah.
We got some big time stops, but then those turnovers, they're big. They're big when you play against some of these top teams that's like this, where they can just score, but we slow them down. We get some turnovers, put our offense in the red zone, or get us closer to at least getting some points. It can change. In this game, we didn't get any turnovers, which is kind of strange for our University of Utah defense to not get turnovers.
Not just that, we couldn't bring it home.
Yeah.
We couldn't get in the backfield and get to Penix. I mean, do we have any sacks this game?
I think we might have had 2, but they weren't 4-man rushes. They were pressures. So we got one of the leading sack leaders in the nation, right? Jonah Ellis, and we didn't see that production from him and the rest of the D-line. I felt like the opportunities were there, but we just didn't capitalize. And then something else I think that comes to mind, like, our defense played really tough. This is a high-powered Washington offense. They're going to score points. It's about slowing them down, not stopping them. 4th downs, I think we were looking at, they were 2 for 2 on 4th down. Yeah. So we held them on 3rd down, and they get to a position where they can go for it on 4th. As a defense, like, the momentum and the, just emotion of being able to get off the field on a 4th down is huge. When they convert that 4th down, it's like, man, there's so much momentum goes their way.
It deflates everything, especially being like a home field, and you get that advantage because, like you said, like their 3rd down, they was 5 for 14, which is crazy for their offense to be 5 for 14, but then 2 for 2 on 4th down, which is backbreakers. Those hurt us defensive players. It hurts to be able to like feel like you about to get off the field, then all of a sudden something strange happened and they get a 1st down, and it's like back on the field again.
Mark, what do you think was the difference there from half 1 to half 2 for the offensive production? Because we did look pretty good. We punched him in the mouth in that first half, and then it all changed after halftime.
Yeah, offensively was a game we didn't expect. I mean, it was quite a shootout, and it was like, I thought it was going to be more of a defensive struggle overall, but in the second half, we struggled in offensive production. Looked like they made some adjustments, and we struggled to adjust ourselves.
And we seemed to struggle on special teams in this game too, on returns at least. I mean, that was hard to watch.
Hey, field advantage is big. Like Coach Witt, we talk about it. I know you know too, just like me, is that they put up like a percentage of like where the ball is at. What's the percentage of them at least getting points? And it seemed like every time that we kicked the ball off to them, they was getting past the 30. Like getting close, like getting between the 30 and the 40, which is like that's a higher percentage to at least get some points on the board, whether it's a touchdown or 3 points.
So what do we take away from this game? Because we did, I think, play pretty well, and we had a shot to win up in Seattle. And like I said, Washington was a player or 2 better than us, but we have a lot to be proud of to go up there and to perform the way that we did. And it was just a great game to watch. It's why you watch college football, is to watch games just like this. And we just came out on the losing end of it. But I think this bodes well for the future, considering, I mean, how many injuries. We keep bringing this up every week, but injuries are the name of the game for Utah football this year. And we're going head-to-head with the number 5 team in the country at their house. It's amazing. So what do you guys take away from this game? What can we improve on? And let's talk a little bit about next week, too.
I'll start it off as in when it comes to what we do best, time of possession. Like, looking at this game, we had, 25? I think we had, 26 minutes of time of possession compared to Washington's 30, 32 or something. We normally win on a time of possession, and that kind of helped us. And it just feels like when we're watching it from our fans' perspective, it's like, please don't turn over the ball. Like, please don't. It's like, just let's just play to get to where we get the 1st down, march it up the field. But that is what we need to work on, from what I feel, is just like those turnovers, they hurt, especially when we're doing what we need to do on offense, then it's just something crazy happen where the ball winds up going into the opponent's hands, and it's just like, and it just hurts. But that's what I would say, is that limit the turnovers and control the ball, control the time of possession.
Right?
Yeah, I think for me, in line with that, my biggest thing is just consistency. Like, I felt like offensively, first half, we were clicking. And defensively, we gave up, I think, 24. And then the second half, we kind of flopped. Like, offense flatlined, and defense gave up 11 against a really good Washington offense. So I think it's a matter of, being able to mentally lock in each quarter throughout the game and be able to play consistently and step up and make plays when we need big plays. Because we got the players, we got the talent, but it's a matter of, stepping up when the moment presents itself and capitalizing on those plays.
I've been a fan of the Utes since before these two guys were born. And so I'm going to rely on a little bit of coach speak. We have got to find a way to not let Washington beat us twice. We've got to rebound. We've got to get ready for the next week down in Tucson. I've seen the coaches do this over and over again, lift the team up, get ready for the next game. That's what we've got to do.
And we've got a tough matchup against an impressive Arizona team next week. And they beat Colorado today on a last-second field goal. Colorado's up and down team, but can still be a tough victory. What do we think about going down to Tucson to take on the Wildcats? I mean, that's a tough team.
That's a dangerous place to play at. And didn't they gave Washington some trouble this year, right? If I'm not mistaken. Was it like a interception to the house that Washington won on against Arizona, or was that Arizona State?
Arizona State.
ASU,
That was ASU. Okay, well, either way, Arizona is good. Even watching their USC film, they're good. They got some players. It's just, can we show up and do what we need to do on our end when it comes to playing against a team that's on the up and up? Then maybe we can slow them down and just like stop that up and up.
What do you think, Gabe? You've played Arizona quite a few times. I mean, what's it like playing the Wildcats?
Yeah, they're a good team. I mean, I think they've gotten considerably better this year than the past few years, but I'm not super familiar with their defense, but I do know their offense is a really good offense. And I feel like we, see this every week. No matter what team we're playing, their offense has a lot of weapons. So our defense is going to be put to the test again. But I hope they can rebound and step back up and, take care of business.
Mark Oberg, sound off on the Arizona Wildcats. What are we looking at this next week?
Difficult place to play. Motivated team, well-coached team. I mean, he's been there. This is his third year, I believe. It's going to be a formidable opponent. We're going to have to definitely rise to the occasion.
So the Utes fall short up in Seattle, 35-28. A very disappointing loss, but we're proud of our Utes. Stay tuned after a message from our sponsor.
It's a community coming together to support University of Utah student athletes. It's our town. It's our team.
Our town, our team. Crimson Collective, I'm in.
I'm in.
I'm in.
I'm in.
I'm in.
We're in.
Our town, our team.
I'm in. I'm in.
I'm in.
I'm in. I'm in.
Our town, our team.
Crimson Collective, our town, our team.
Welcome back to the show, Ute fans. I'm joined by Robert Johnson, Gabe Reid, and Mark Oberg, and I'm your host, Andy Brown. And effectively, the Utes are out of contention for the Pac-12 title. Considering what the team has been through this year, it's hard to hold it against them because we're still 7-3, and we just took Washington to the limit up in Seattle. So what are we looking at as far as postseason goes? I mean, we'd maybe be a candidate for the Holiday Bowl, potentially Vegas Bowl.
I mean, we eligible. We're both eligible.
The Sun Bowl, Robert's favorite bowl. Robert's
no.
favorite.
Terrible, right?
Yeah, the Sun Bowl. What do you guys think about what looks like the next chapter for Utah football as far as the postseason is concerned?
I mean, when it comes to that, it's just like enjoying the time and trying to figure out, get ready for the next season, even though we expected so much from our team because that's what we do. Like the Utah Utes has always been a dominant team. And when it comes to that post game, it's just like enjoy those moments. So hopefully it is the Sun Bowl or something, but not the Potato Bowl or something strange. Like I'm just hoping it's a good one. What do you think, Gabe?
Yeah, man, I think this point in time in the season, is really telling of the team and the program because there's two roads you can go down. Historically, I think Utah's been a team that, just fights till the bitter end. But you hope to see that from the guys. It's a pride thing. Like, just keep battling and try to get to the best bowl possible. I've been on teams that, weren't even bowl eligible. So they got it good, man. They got it good. They know.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Is we really do have it good at Utah, don't we?
Yeah.
You played at Stanford.
Yeah.
So we've got it better, at least recently.
Yeah.
We go to a bowl game every single year. And the last 2 years we've gone to the freaking Rose Bowl. So there's not a lot to complain about there. What do you think, Mark?
I have to agree. I mean, we just have to, recover and get ready for these last 2 games. And we didn't embarrass ourselves today. That's certainly the truth. Let's see where we can go. Some of my best memories, some of my kids' best memories are going to some bowl games that weren't as high profile, but it was a blast supporting the Utes.
Yeah. We travel well, too. Our fans are legit. We travel very well.
Even to El Paso.
Hey, we'll take that as long as they're there. The Muss, our alums, the university, it seemed like it just spits out a really good fan atmosphere, and everybody travels very, very well.
Yeah. If I could add to that, too, I had a unique experience of being at Stanford and being at Utah and having those experiences. And this is not a knock at all on Stanford. I love Stanford, love my time there. But the fans at Utah are next level. Like, I realized at first when I went to Utah's first Rose Bowl, I was going to support my brother. And we're walking around L.A. and people are wearing Utah gear. And they see my dad wearing Utah hat or wearing Utah gear. Hey, go Utes! And just like so excited, so passionate about Utah football. So I think it's always a great time to be a Ute, but like it's a really awesome experience to be a part of Utah football, whether as a fan, as a player, and you don't realize it unless you've experienced the other side of the coin. So
that's cool. That's good.
Yeah.
Well, and so we're 7-3. We've got Arizona on the road. That's going to be a tough game. We were talking about that. And then we've got Colorado, the show, I guess, here at Rice Eccles. And so we have a chance to go 9-3. And I was thinking earlier today, I mean, man, if we can finish the season ranked, that would be a huge accomplishment. And I think we've got a really good shot at it. And we've got a ranked opponent coming up next week. We could probably pencil in a win there, hopefully. Took a tough loss, but it was a close game today. So there's a good chance that we finish off in the top 25. And after the kind of season we've had with injuries, that's a pretty remarkable achievement. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, in football, like a lot of sports, I've coached youth baseball. It's all about how you respond to adversity. And it's been a tough year. I mean, it's been a year with challenges that we didn't expect. But we've got a chance to go out and play 2 more regular season games, and then we're absolutely going to a bowl. Let's go see what happens.
Yeah, take it 1 week at a time. That's how we always been told. Like, this week is up. Next week is Arizona. Just focus on that week. Take it 1 week. Move on to the next week, but 1 game at a time.
And there's something, just a final thought, there's something about Whittingham's brand of football that produces players who know how to handle adversity. And we've definitely seen that the last couple of years, have we not?
Yeah.
What do you guys think about that? Because you would know, you played recently.
Yeah, man. I mean, just the whole Ty Jordan, Aaron Lowe, like that whole experience, even though like I wasn't actually a part of it, but just to see kind of how the team really bonded and came together. I think you spoke to it, but Coach Witt, the environment, the culture that's built into this team is one that just responds, just keeps pressing forward. And I know that the guys will do that this season too. And we even have a chance to get 10 wins. Now that you think about it, like we have 7, we win these last 2, and then we win a bowl game.
Yeah,
that's a 10-win season.
That's a 10-win season, man. That's nothing to
shake a stick at.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I mean, like grit. I mean, that's one of the things that Coach Witt pushes, like grit, being able to be get through the challengings that happens, and on top of that, being able to just show that you're tough. Tough, smart guys. That's what we always was told. Tough, smart guys, but the grit. This is one of those seasons where it's been a lot of grit. It's been a lot of ups and downs. There's been a lot of roller coasters of who's at quarterback, what's going to happen during the season, who's going to play what, 2-quarterback system, 3-quarterback system. But we always figure out a way to grind and show that we're tough, and then we on top of that, we got the grit to get through the season.
And I just have to touch on this game today. It's one of the better games of the season. It's one of the better games of the season across college football. Definitely a great effort by the Utes against a tough Huskies team. What were your favorite plays from the game? Because we had some electrifying plays. Yeah. There were some killer plays. We cannot downplay those. What do you think, Robert? What's your favorite play?
I mean, for me, I was just talking about it. I was saying Sione, I'm like, I didn't see him in the second half, but man, that screenplay was amazing to see how fast he is. And it's like, I know for sure one of the safeties had an angle, and he was able to outrun that angle, and we scored. And I'm like, that shows that he's just hungry. And that's one of the best plays. That's one of the biggest plays I've seen of today, was just Sione getting that screen, taking it for, it looked like it was about a 40-yarder. Like he took it, but all speed. You know, speed. You can't beat that.
He created that.
He did. Yep. He messed up the angle of a safety. That's crazy.
What about you, Gabe? Favorite plays from the game today?
Man, there were a lot of cool plays. I think
the drop ball.
that was good.
It's nice to be on the other end of that. We all know after 2014 Oregon with Kalen Clay. No disrespect to Kalen, we love you, but man, you fans have been hearing about that for a long time.
Yep.
But you were going to say, Gabe.
No, I think for me was Mickey's touchdown. So Mickey, we played DN together last year. He's done some shuffling around, kind of like a Swiss Army knife. They moved him to tight end this year. But it's just sweet to see, someone who's like dedicated to the program, committed, day in, day out, doing his job, does whatever's asked of him, and, kind of got paid off with a touchdown today. So I was happy for him.
You said he has soft hands.
He does have soft hands. We do some, not much. As DNs, we do some ball drills, like not as much as these guys, but he would snack some balls during practice. I'm like, okay, Mickey, like, you might need to play offense. And then they moved him this year, so.
Coach Witt special. Move somebody to a different position.
Yep.
A lot of players showed up. It was really fun. Mark, what about you? Your favorite plays from the game?
Well, Vaki definitely had the play of the first half. I would say overall for the game, Vele really showed up.
Oh, yeah. He had a great game. 144 yards receiving, I think.
Yeah. Vele was great. Glover looked good.
Glover looked great.
JJ, what a warrior.
JJ was JJ.
Yep, exactly.
And speaking of Sione Vaki's incredible touchdown today, Jack Bouwmeester had an opportunity to interview him on Goal Line Gossip. Go ahead and check it out.
Hey guys, I'm Jack Bouwmeester and welcome back to Goal Line Gossip, proudly presented by Utefans.net. Today, we've got on the big fella, Sione Vaki. Sione, how are we?
We're doing good.
Hey mate, they call you Mr. Everything back in Northern California. How did that come about, and do you like that nickname?
No. I don't like the nickname, but yeah, it just came about on one of the magazine articles on sports players, and I was lucky enough to be named that. But yeah, my friends just call me Sione Vaki.
How do you keep up the energy to play on both sides of the ball?
It's just recovery, all recovery. Our coaches do a good job as well as watching my player load and things like that. So, I mean, it's a mixture of things. Me making sure I take care of my body off the field, and the coaches being tuned in as to what's best for my body as well.
What's your go-to recovery method?
Cryo and cold tub, and getting stretched out by Audrey, the trainer.
Firstly, who told you you're going to be playing offense? And secondly, how was that reaction when they come up and told you?
It's kind of weird. I was walking, and Murdoch was going to eat lunch, and he's just like, "Hey, Vaki, you're going to be with the offense for a period," and then just walked into lunch. And yeah, and then I came down, and I didn't know until kick meetings when Coach Q pulled me aside and told me that, I'll be with the O. And it was pretty exciting. Obviously, coming from high school as an offensive player, mostly, I would say. So, I enjoy and I love being on offense.
So did they tell you were going to play running back, or did you think you were just going to go into any position?
Low key was feeling like I was going to go and play receiver, but it's all good. I appreciate the invite.
Did you play receiver in high school?
I did. I played slot.
You said you liked the slot, but what is your favorite position on the field?
I would say safety, and wherever I can help the team.
How long did you spend in the ice bath after the Cal game?
Oh yeah, I was like, what the heck is a whirlpool? Shoot, like I didn't go in the whirlpool. I'm not gonna lie.
Are you an ice bath kind of man? Like
I am. No lie. I am an ice bath kind of guy. But yeah, I don't think it was. The facility wasn't open. Everyone likes to go home after the game, so yeah, I wasn't able to go in the.
Did you get in the cryo that week or?
Yeah. I did actually, but it's only like 3 minutes.
Yeah. Is it cold or?
It's all right. If you like back up to the corner where the fan is, it's pretty cold. Tom will tell you.
What's your favorite pregame meal?
It's sausage, shrimp, fettuccine alfredo.
Have you rocked with that one the whole time since you've been here?
Yeah. Every time they had the pasta stations at our meals, like that's been the go-to. But they've been kind of slow. Don't tell them that, but they've been kind of slow this year.
Yeah. Like day of the game, what are you going to? Because I know we had waffles the other week. They just kind of threw that one in. But what are you going to day of the game?
I don't know. Before the game's pretty butt. I'm more thinking of like a peanut butter jelly sandwich, like the Uncrustables.
Are you a big halftime eater as well?
No, just another one of those Uncrustables is pretty good for me.
Yeah. 300 calories, eh?
Yeah.
Who inspired you to be a football player?
I don't know. Talanoa Hufanga and Troy Palomalo and Vaisi Kahema.
Nice. Yeah. What would you say the most meaningful moment you've had on the field is?
Man, I would say last year winning the Pac-12 championship. I think being able to be on that field and being able to play and contribute to the team was a big moment for me. And for my football career.
Yeah, that was definitely my favorite as well.
Facts.
It was a great game.
It was lit. I just, didn't think we were going to be there. We were there. We won it. Pac-12 championships, baby.
Yeah. What was your famous quote that you said after the Cal game? What was the famous quote when the reporter asked you about?
Oh, yeah. I was pretty, like, proud of myself when they were like, we hear you called as a running back as well as a safety. No, what would you like to be called? A Utah Ute.
There we go.
The Ken Garff University Club in Rice-Eccles Stadium is Utah's premier social club. Members enjoy incredible dining experiences, co-working spaces, exclusive member events, and fun game experiences like tailgating, pep rallies, and watch parties. Membership starts as low as $80 a month and is actively accepting new memberships. To learn more about joining this beautiful club, go to kengarfuniversityclub.com to learn more.
Thanks for watching another awesome episode of The Extra Point, brought to you by the Ken Garff University Club and presented by Utefans.net. Check us out on all streaming platforms and please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Don't forget to check us out on Instagram at Utefansnet and go Utes.
Utes.